Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
Another student decided to make a bad decision and added some language to that picture, which made a suggestion that there would be maybe possibly a school shooting on Thursday.
There's confusion and concern for some Moorhead students and parents tonight after a social media scare about a possible school shooting threat. Police say the post was a hoax, and the school district says there is no threat to student safety. But parents tell Valley News Team's education reporter Veronica Marshall they need more information before they'll let their kids go back to school. She joins us live now with more. Veronica?
Andrea, I've talked to dozens of parents today who all say the same thing. They want to know what's going on so they can make the decision about whether it's safe to keep their kids in school. So I investigated, and here's what I found. Police tell me it started with a social media post in late November where a Horizon Middle School student posed with two airsoft guns. One pointed to his head and the other pointed at him. The school and Moorhead police investigated to find out if there was any threat to the student's safety or anyone else's. The airsoft guns were confiscated, and police tell me the student does not have access to any more firearms. But today the picture resurfaced, setting off a panic that had parents pulling their students out of school. This time, a different student reposted the picture and added the text, "Don't come to school Thursday." Police say because social media spreads quickly, this set off a panic that was hard to get out in front of.
Officers in the school district didn't really know all the facts at the time, if this was a new picture or if what was being sent out. So the school district felt at that time it was the best that they could send something out to provide to parents to at least let them know it was being investigated. And at this time, we didn't feel there was any safety concern.
The school district did send out emails and recorded messages telling parents there was no threat, but the parents I spoke to said that's not good enough when it comes to the safety of their children. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Veronica. Moorhead police say the student who reposted the image and added the text will face consequences through the school district. If you're looking for more snow, and some people are, there's another round headed our way, but you might also see rain or sleet with it. Hutch, when should we expect round two?
Well, it is on its way, and radar showing it's getting developed right now, or developing in the Devil's Lake Basin. Right now, we're dealing with reduced visibility across a large portion of the viewing area right here in the Red River Valley from Canada down to South Dakota. It's even thicker down towards Watertown. Radar showing quite a bit of precipitation just to the west on Highway 2. Although the DOT cameras right now are showing that not all of this is reaching the ground just yet. But the chance of our snow moving from west to east will make its way through the region. And yes, once again, we'll have some of that freezing fog, freezing drizzle, and sleet mixing in. Temperatures are warmest to the west, where we have 30s. Mid-20s and low 20s from the valley off into parts of western Minnesota. This evening in Fargo, our chances of this mixture come later, so it shouldn't impact the evening commute now, but after we get through the 10 o'clock hour or so, we'll have an increased chance. Here up in Grand Forks, maybe a little more early, about 8 to 10 o'clock there as well. Okay,
thanks, Hutch. Authorities are still searching for a 33-year-old man wanted in connection with a child neglect case. They're looking for Joshua Messer of Galesburg, North Dakota. His wife, 28-year-old Brittany Messer, made her initial court appearance today. They both face felony charges of child neglect. Court documents show the married couple had two children who tested positive for drugs. One child tested positive for meth, the other for marijuana. The children have been taken away from their parents. A Minnesota man is in jail after police say he led them on a high-speed chase. It happened early this morning in Belgium Township, which is in Polk County. Officers say 19-year-old Ethan Yarbrough eventually crashed on 140th Street Southwest, which is west of Highway 75. A 17-year-old passenger was also taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Congress has passed the massive farm bill, and it now goes to President Trump for his signature. The $867 billion package passed the House easily this afternoon with a vote of 369 to 47. If the president signs it, as he is expected to, the bill would fund agriculture programs, subsidies, and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, for the next 5 years. The measure does not create tougher work requirements for food stamp recipients, something President Trump had supported.
Have more job openings than we have people looking for work. There's more opportunity to take advantage of, of the stricter work requirements.
Farmers and ranchers are hoping the bill will stabilize their businesses and get their products into more foreign markets. Today in Manhattan, Kansas, Chris Klieman was formally introduced as the 35th football coach for Kansas State University. Klieman flew down to Kansas last night and today met with the local media there for the first time since being named head coach Monday. The coach took questions about him, his philosophy, and what he wants to accomplish at Kansas State, but also said it was important for him to finish what he started at North Dakota State.
We still have some work to do at North Dakota State, and part of the reason that I'm here is because of the support I have from the players and administration at North Dakota State.
And make sure to watch as the Bison and SDSU fight it out in Fargo Friday night with a trip to Frisco, Texas on the line. Be sure to tune in at 6 p.m. on KX4 for our Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show prior to Friday night's game, which kicks off at 7 p.m. and can be seen on ESPN2. Minneapolis police are warning parents about dangerous apps marketed towards kids that make it easy for child predators to get in contact with them. They're warning about apps like Bumble, Whisper, Kik, and Hala, saying the apps constantly know your location and don't need to verify how old the person behind the screen really is. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley downloaded all the risky apps and tells us why you should be concerned if they're on your child's phone.
You're probably familiar with apps like Facebook and Snapchat, but there's a few others you should have on your radar, especially when it comes to the safety of your kids. The most concerning app on the list is called Hala. It's a live video chat that matches people up from all around the world. I wanted to give it a try, so I made a profile and got to chatting. I matched with a guy named Logan from Texas.
Hi, how are you?
He says he uses the app just to meet new people. But he says you never really know just how old the person on the other side is.
A lot of people lie about their age up here. My age is real, but I've seen where people put 29, and when they show up, I'm like, you're definitely not 20. You don't really have to verify that.
And he's right. The app never tried to verify the age I said I was. I could have put that I was 18 or 55 and still been able to video chat. Logan also warns of the large amounts of nudity on the app, even though that's against Hala's rules. He says it's specifically older men pointing their cameras below the belt for the next chat room to see.
I've seen so much of that. It's not even funny anymore.
And that's the danger all these apps have in store. They take your phone number, your pictures, and your location, then match you up with someone with unknown intentions. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Experts say to monitor your kids' screen time and to take their phones at bedtime. They also say it's a good idea to regularly go through them. If you have recently received a letter from the North Dakota Department of Transportation's Driver's License Division, it is legitimate. The DOT says they are aware of a recent post on social media about a letter from the Driver's License Division, and they say there's some misinformation out there. The letter is, in fact, a legitimate letter from the North Dakota DOT. It is not a scam. The purpose of the letter is to inform the driver there was an inquiry of their driving record from an insurance company, current employer, or prospective employer. The DOT provides the driver record information in accordance with North Dakota Century Code. If you receive this letter, there's no action required. The DOT says they apologize for any confusion this may have caused and say that you should contact them if you have driver's license questions. 701-328-2604. This year marks NDSU's 4th annual toy drive, as student athletes took time out of their busy schedules to give back. They dropped off toys and donations from their recent NDSU student athlete toy drive at the Ronald McDonald House.
It was pretty stressful putting everything together, making sure we had enough volunteers at all the games and making sure that this whole toy drive ran smoothly. But to come here and to drop the toys off and to be able to realize just how big of an impact that we're going to have on the Ronald McDonald House and some of these families it's pretty awesome.
Student athletes raised about $250 more, coming in at about $2,700 total, and were able to drop off around 250 toys. NDSU officials say this year was their biggest collection yet. An 8-year-old girl and her neighbor are being honored tonight for saving her mom's life after she had a heart attack on November 25th. Katie wasn't feeling well. She collapsed at home in front of her daughter, Sloan, and her 4-year-old twin boys. Sloan FaceTimed her aunt, Jenna Lee, in Grand Forks, who told Sloan to get help at her neighbor, Mark Donarski's house. He came to the Stoltz's home and started CPR. We will have much more on these two lifesavers and how Sloan's mom is doing since the heart attack tonight at 10 right here on Valley News Live. Over 2,600 stuffed animals were given to kids at Sanford Children's Hospital today. PetSmart continued its annual tradition of raising the donations and bringing them to kids who could use a smile when they're going through a dark time. For the Byers family, their son has Down syndrome and faces other health issues, but they say the stuffed animal changed his day.
Today's not very cheerful. He's in a little bit of pain, but before surgery, he got the animal and he was really excited.
I know they give them out to the clinics. Sometimes the siblings get them as well, and just a kind of extra comfort, more smiles. It's just easy for the parents to have a sense of relief that their kids have a smile in a situation that could be bad.
PetSmart started raising the donations back in November, and they're still going strong. They're hoping to collect 1,500 more stuffed animals to bring back to the Children's Hospital. If the snow has you itching to get on the ice, the Fargo Park District will be opening a few select warming houses and outdoor skating rinks this Friday. The rinks at places like Downtown on Ice, Lemke, and Kennedy will open this Friday. All remaining outdoor rinks will open as weather and ice conditions allow. Warming houses are open Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8 and Monday through Friday from 4 to 8. The hours are subject to change according to the weather conditions. The warming houses in West Fargo and Moorhead are open. West Fargo has the same hours as Fargo. In Moorhead, it's Monday through Friday, 4 to 8, Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 8.